Hi, on today's episode, we're going to look at installing a battery into a second generation Chevy Colorado, coming up right now. Okay, so the first thing that you'll want to do to remove the battery from your Chevy Colorado is disconnect the negative terminal. So this is socket size 10 millimeter. And this is kind of a unique feature on this terminal. The hold down is actually to the right of it, and it kind of works like a clamp where when you loosen it up it unclamps it. So I haven't quite seen one of those terminals before, but you want to move that off to the side here. Make sure that does not come in contact with the terminal anymore. So the next thing you'll want to do is remove this plastic cover here to expose the positive terminal. And you have to be very careful with removing this. I've actually had this replaced once already because of cracking right here. Something happened at the dealership, and when they put this back down, they cracked it. Now, the funny thing is, this is a new one, but it's starting to develop a crack there again. So I think that is a manufacturing defect. But so at any rate, you need to be very careful when you remove this because you can break the plastic on this. Okay, so this exposes the amps and the positive terminal here. So the first thing you want to do is start with this. Okay, so on this here, this is actually going to be a 13 millimeter. And this removes fairly easy. You want to make sure you set your bolts off to the side somewhere where they will not fall into the engine bay of the vehicle. Then you'll want to move to this connection here and remove that. And for the final removal process, you'll want to go back to a 10 millimeter socket to remove this. And you just got to loosen that up enough so that it comes off the terminal. And you do not have to remove that bolt all the way, but you want to set that to the side. Okay, so the next process in this removal is you want to just pick up this wire here and get it loose and just kind of push it out of the way. And then this fuse box here actually snaps onto the outer surface of the battery where the battery has its lid tops. I tried everything from prying it off here, prying it off there, getting a screwdriver back in here, getting a screwdriver underneath here, and even tried to take a J-hook type screwdriver and pry it off there. Again, this plastic is not the strongest, and it's already cracked in one spot. So I did not want to put so much pressure on this plastic piece that it was going to break. What I found through about 5 minutes of trying every angle to get this off was if you slide the screwdriver in here and simply pull back, it comes off like a breeze. And that is something that is definitely not shown in the instructions, and no other video out there will show you that little secret to getting that off of there. So one more time, it's fully seated. It is not coming off. Simply put that screwdriver in there, pops right off. Okay. So the next tool that you're going to need is a 13 millimeter long socket to get this piece off here. And then once that's loose enough, you can just simply take it off by hand. Now this bolt will come off all the way. Set that to the side so you don't lose it. And then this handle comes off this end here. On the end that's next to the fender here, it's actually hooked in like a J hook. So this will need to be tilted up to take it out fully. So just set that aside as well. Next thing you'll want to do is to take the 13mm long socket again, and there is a further bolt underneath that top bolt that needs to also be loosened up. And once it's loose, you can pull that out, set that to the side. And now that we have the battery out, you can see that this simply twists to the left and comes out just like that. And you can remove that, and you'll have to reach down in there to grab the removable clamp. Set that to the side. Okay, so the next thing you'll want to do is, the battery is held down by permanent clips on the back side, and this is what that clip looks like on the back side of the battery. This side and on the front side. Now the 4 clips that hold down the battery that do not move are right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now looking from this direction, you can see that there's 2 sets of clips to hold down the battery in this direction. This first set of clips is for the gasoline V6 version. And the second row of clips here and here are for the diesel 2.8 liter. So you can see the difference in size is roughly about 2 inches from here to here. And what you need to do is slide the battery this direction. So you want to push the battery out from these clips here. And by doing so, you're going to free the battery enough from the clips in the front to be able to then fully release the battery from the clips back here and here. Now the clips up in the front are not as high as the clips on the side or on the back. So that's why once you push the battery this direction, then you'll push it this direction, and that will free it from the clips on the back side. So now the battery is ready to be taken out of the tray, and we're ready to install the new battery. Okay, so now that we have taken out the old battery and we've cleaned out the area where the old battery was, it's time to put in this new battery. Okay, now that we have it set in here, you want to make sure that this wire is not going to connect to that wire. That is negative there. And first of all, you want to push the battery back so that it catches these permanent clips back here. And then you just want to slide it all the way back this way and back towards the fender. And once that's done, it will actually catch on the 2 clips here. So now it's caught on that clip, the clips back here, and these clips. Now it's time to put in this tie down. I got that in. So you want to just set that tie down bolt right through the slot and tighten that up. And we're doing a 13. That is socket size 13. All right. Then you want to put these straps down. Next up is to put the battery hold down. So there is actually a slot right here on the fender of the truck. So it has kind of like a J hook on it. So you want to go ahead and just slide that into a hole like that. And then take this bolt and tighten it down. And again, that's size 13 as well. All right, that should be tight enough there. Okay, so you want to take the protective cover off the positive here. Now, even though these are new terminals here, I just want to give them just a quick little spin around on this to clean the terminals. Just to take off possibly any debris that might be already on there. These were sitting on the shelf, so you don't know who touched it or somebody grabbed it with their finger. Or if somebody had oily hands or whatnot. So same thing with this positive. I want to go ahead and just give this just a little bit of a cleaning. Again, this isn't required, but to me, this gives the best connection. Now the next step is to snap that onto the positive side of the battery. Then you'll want to attach this connector line. And this is a size 10. Okay, we got that nice and tight. I guess Chevrolet wants to make sure that you have a full socket set at home, so they switch out the sizes from one end to another. So this is back to a 13. Okay, so next you want to connect this and same thing, you want to use a size 13 millimeter. Okay, that's nice and snug. All right, so now that we have those nice and snug, you'll just return this, snap that back into place. And then we'll want to connect the ground. And then we need to return to a 10 millimeter for that. Now this is a little bit odd. Never seen a battery terminal that works quite like that, but It's actually on the side, and it kind of clamps it in together. All right, you don't want to over tighten it, but that seems pretty tight. All right, guys, if you've gotten some value out of watching this instructional video on how to install battery in a second generation Chevy Colorado, give me a thumbs up down below. And if you'd like to see something else on a how-to video, let me know in the comments below.